Hang on. I mean, I could do it now. There, it's saved. So the question now is, can we get any other prisoners out? This one right here we could.
You must return there. Now. It's the only way we'll survive this.
Not simple enough. Fleet of foot.
He's out of movement. She's fine. Alright, so right now I need to get my camera up there to issue a flight command. But it's difficult. Do you see this? So I'm gonna do top down. No good. Can't do it. So what I'm gonna have to do is flight command to the bottom of the ladder. Then waist movement climbing the ladder. Then flight command as far as I can again. If I had been able to just fly directly up through the hatch, this guy would be done. Now I'm still okay, but... By the way, pass me's idea to put a spike growth here. Brilliant move, absolutely genius. Don't really need to save the Dryad, but I will try to save the Dryad. Okay. So it failed twice and then said not enough movement. Alright, she's up there. Summons auto-follow and summoner changes areas. Yeah, but, you know, we're trying to get everybody out, so I was just trying to do that. Carolee, you need to run! She's gonna be so upset if the sub pulls away while she's at the base of that ladder. I'm wondering on Tactician if you've got like 10 turns to do this or something. Or, sorry, on not Tactician. Oh, Carolee made it. I'm happy for her. A whopping 2 prisoners made it. Wait, is he the last one?
Right,
sub, 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 sub. Okay, yeah, I guess that's the last person.
No choice but to keep going.
And we can resummon the others. All right, this place. Oh boy. Sorry, other prisoners. My little legs struggling on this ladder. My only weakness. Well, we saved Will's dad, and we saved a Mind Flayer friend that we had no idea was down there. Like, I think that was the Mind Flayer from the Underdark that was, like, you know, planting mushrooms. And he was trying to make a synthetic thing that would basically feed him so that he wouldn't have to eat humans anymore. I'm sure they're all fine. Yeah, they just need a soda. You need a soda?
Calmness greets you upon exiting the submersible. Unlike the Iron Throne, you remain intact. The same
Vegetarian
cannot
Mindflayer,
be
yeah.
said for most of Gortash's hostages.
Ah.
Duke Ravengard approaches you, looking confused.
He's tadpoled, but under my protection now, just like you. His mind is his own again.
Father. Will. Gods, it pains me to look at you. By Baldur's graces, why have the hells ordained you to save me?
Your tadpole resonates with Ravengard's. The exhausted Grand Duke is a flurry of emotion.
Grand Duke Ravengard, glad to see you of your own mind.
By every last hell. My head.
Ravengard's head still aches so powerfully the pain seeps into you. The Absolute may be silenced, but the Duke's parasite still remains.
I know you have questions. Please, go to our camp. You'll be safe there. We'll talk soon enough.
Ravengard answers with silence. He and Will have much to discuss.
Gods,
Huh.
we made it.
All right, we're good to go. Say goodbye to
We
camp.
actually
Up the hatch when you're
made
ready.
it.
Yeah, in the end, we only ended up saving after those. Now, granted, I could have probably, if I was willing to do like infinite attempts. Oh, I didn't get the forged iron. Dang it! There was an piece of infernal iron down there that Corlock would have wanted, and I failed to get it.
Please, I want to ask you something.
What's up?
I can't thank you enough. I was certain that place was to be my cold, wet tomb. I just wish more of us had made it through. But morning can wait. We were kept hostage to control our families and the Steel Watch Foundry. To keep them building Gortash's death machines.
Oh, the Steel
Please.
Legion.
They need to know what happened here. They have no reason to obey Gortash anymore. If they rebel, it'll put a dent in Gortash's steel might.
Okay, I'll help.
Gond smiles on me this day. Thank you.
Sorry about all your dead friends. I did my best.
What they were doing with us was horrid. Thank you for saving me. Still hurts, but thank you.
Okay, man. Remember, like a few hours ago, when I was just wandering the sewers,
We're safe.
and then I was like, "What's this room?" And then, boom. You know the meme with Rick and Morty where he's like, "Yo, let's go. We're gonna go do a prison break, in and out, 10-minute adventure." And then like 2 hours later, me pulling back in the sub, and I'm just like, I'm just like sobbing in the submarine. Like that was basically me there. I was like, oh hey, this is a cool room. What's this? Crying intensely. How late are you planning on staying up tonight? Just a few more minutes. Just poking around here to see what else we can find. How's our XP bar, by the way? Pretty far. Level 12 is the top level in this game, y'all. And we're almost 11. Blast and curse that Gortash for making this job so juicy I couldn't turn it down. How could I refuse the opportunity to build the cap from those Gondian plans, making Red Hammer's signature improvements as I went along, of course. But this is far worse than just a smuggling job. I suspect there's torture going on in the throne, and I don't trust these Benites as far as I can kick them. This is all going to end badly. I think I'd better complete that clockwork escape kayak pronto-like. Escape kayak. Okay. Oh, where's the rest of my team? They weren't grouped up since the sub thing.
Despite everything, breathe deep and move.
Would you say this is very RNG or luck-based game in terms of combat? There is a bit of RNG. Like, it's a game based on D&D, which is rolling dice, right? But you do have control over the situation. Like, there's a setting called Karmic Die, like Karma, which is like, it makes it impossible for you to roll like the worst possible thing or the best possible thing many times in a row to take out, so there's still randomness, but it's less, you know, volatile. I have it turned off, but you can turn that on if you wish. Wait, what? Oh, there's a trapdoor there. We just came out of that trapdoor. Okay, I'm gonna go back down there. You can turn that on. Also, the way that it works, if you're not familiar with D20 games, like let's say you're punching someone in the face, you roll a dice, then you add your strength modifier to that. So the more strength you have, the more that's added to the dice roll. And eventually you get to the point where even when you roll really, really low, you still punch the guy in the face because your strength's so high. You get what I'm saying? So, it gets to the point where only when you roll like a 1, which is the worst possible thing you could roll, that's the only way that you would, fail to do that. Where was the path to the sewers? That leaves the sewers. I'm trying to figure out how I found this place. Was wondering why I missed so much. So it would depend on your character journey. So like, for example, if you're some guy swinging a greatsword, the things that will help with that is primarily your strength. Wait, pump room? Primarily your strength.
Pipes and pumps. That must be how they keep this basement dry, though it's clearly below harbor level.
I cannot recall how I got to the sewers from here from the sewers. So, but like, if you're an archer, that's dexterity. So you would need a dexterity, a high amount of dexterity. If you're a spellcaster, they each are based on a specific stat. Bards use charisma, druids and clerics use wisdom, sorcerers and wizards use intelligence. So like, I've got my dexterity really high because I'm using what is called a finesse weapon, which uses your dexterity if your dexterity is higher than your strength instead of your strength for it. Additionally, when I swap to a crossbow, that uses dexterity also. So, I'm using dexterity for my attacks. I still get misses from time to time, but that makes them much less. And then wisdom, I have a decent wisdom score mainly for my spells, which ranger spells are the same as druid spells, so they use wisdom to see if they resist or if they land. Dead goblin. Okay. Alright. Do you need to play Baldur's Gate 2 to understand the story? No, I have not played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and I can still enjoy the story greatly. Now, there are some characters that people in my chat have been like, oh, that lady was in Baldur's Gate 2. She's an elf and lives for hundreds of years, that's why she's still alive. So there are people in my chat who played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 that are recognizing certain things that tie the games together, but you absolutely do not have to play 1 and 2 to understand 3, and I am proof of that. Apparently knowing every spell early as a wizard by learning them through scrolls makes it so you can't actually level up. Wait, oh, is that like a bug in the game right now? I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, wizards have an ability where they can basically absorb a spell scroll to permanently add that spell to what they know. Like, it's like they copy it from a scroll into their spell book, and then the scroll's destroyed. So that doesn't increase how many spells they can fire per day, but it increases their selection. So they become like a Swiss Army knife. But, okay. With that, we have finished an unexpected prison break episode. That's crazy, because that whole thing, I think you could have just skipped that entirely. Let's see if there's a conversation in camp with dear old dad.
Should mind my step.
This will be the final thing for the night. Also, Mizora was going to seduce us tonight, so that's going to be real awkward. There he is. Oh, he's back in armor.
First you cleave my heart in twain, now you shatter it to pieces. My son, a monster. Twisted beyond recognition. To think my blood flows through those veins. Is this my fate? to be freed from Gortash's hell, only to be trapped in yours?
What the hell?
It isn't what you think. It never was.
You turned your back on me, on your city, to chase the she-devil and her power. She stinks up the place even now. It is exactly what I think.
Call on the parasite and connect the father and son so that Ravengard should know the truth.
Ravengard's tadpole clenches as your memories and wills flow into him.
My tears runes. I'm in your mind.
The Grand Duke sees Mizora and her infernal sisters. He sees the agony in Will's face as an impossible choice is set before him.
No. My son.
The past becomes present, and Will's thoughts are laid bare. Ravengard sees Will partnering with Mizora to defeat Tiamat's cultists before they could lay siege to Baldur's Gate, and he sees everything beyond. The Nautiloid journey.
Wow.
The perilous path to Moonrise. The astral prison. And the Emperor within.
Well, everything I did for Baldur's Gate. I did for you.
Man, don't you wish you had that power in real life? Someone doesn't understand something and you're just like, brain blast! You just send all the information to prove that you're right into their head. Just... I bet you feel like a real bastard right about now.
I do. And I should. My son.
I just rubbed lemon in the wound
your
shot.
soul to save Baldur's Gate, and I cast you out for it. You gave yourself to the Hell's eternal fires so I might walk free. By the gods. Can you ever forgive me?
There's nothing to forgive. You wanted to protect the city. I only ever wanted the same.
You are a better man than most, and a better son than I deserve. I'll yet make amends, but my duty is first and foremost to the city and its people. There's something I must ask of you.
Go on.
Before I was captured, I was on a mission. Returning from Elturel, I discovered the plans of the Absolutists. I immediately realized the city couldn't defend itself against such an army. I didn't despair, because the city has a secret guardian, a worm that sleeps beneath. He can be called upon in times of great need. This is such a time. You've been trained in the ways of the great champions and proven to be one of them. The worm will answer your call. You must seek him out.
I hope the worm doesn't have an Illithid tadpole in it. A worm? Are you saying there's a dragon living under the city?
A bronze dragon, yes.
Oh, Snapchat.
He sleeps beneath us even now, awaiting a hero to rouse him. The worm goes by many names. Ansur, the waiting storm, the heart.
Now, see,
of
I
the
had no
gate.
idea about this. I wonder if
He
players
promised
of Baldur's Gate
he'd
1 and 2 knew
protect
about
the
this.
city if ever its existence was threatened, but just the once. Since then, the city has faced countless threats, but we always overcame. There was never a need to call on the worm. Until now, the Absolute is the greatest threat Baldur's Gate ever faced. The worm must be awakened. And the
So we're
task
gonna throw a
falls
dragon
to you.
at the Elder Brain.
Take this. The legend of Ansur. An ancient epic. Ill-remembered. Dismissed as a mere tale. Let it set the path before you.
Wouldn't you rather wake the dragon yourself?
The legend has it that Ansur will only answer to a proven hero of the city. Until a moment ago, I thought that was me. But is he who rejects his own child a hero? What of he who calls his brave son a monster? You showed me the truth.
Oh shoot, we de-heroed him.
You showed me that I was the one who turned his back. You showed me that Will may be the future of Baldur's Gate, and well beyond it.
He knew about the dragon and had a tadpole in his head. No guarantee the Absolute hasn't already made moves against it. Oh, that's true. Because he was connected to it, right? I mean, I don't know that it's quite like a hive mind, but the Absolute did have access to information on the dragon through him. So maybe, we'll encounter resistance on this. Will, what do you make of this?
Baldur's Gate stands on the brink of the abyss. My father was clear. We awaken the worm and take back the city.
Will, you are more valorous than Baldur and himself. May the city know the truth of my only son. Pride of Ravengard. Pride of Baldur's Gate.
No. Alright. Well, tonight with Mizora is going to be awkward. Alright, chat, I'm going to quick save it there, and we will pick it up with more Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow.